here you have spiral, you have a ladder. I've also found, which I wasn't able to include in here, but lots and lots of ladders and spirals in goats. Where do goats live? Mountain tops.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you have all these goats, and almost every one, they're trying to tell you, like in this one here, look at this, they have the goats up here, they've got the spiral. This is called newspaper rock. You know, I can only go by what I think these things are. This one here you have, look, the guy grabbing his family. They're all hand in hand. You got the spiral and you got the goats.
Wow.
Okay? You've got, and this one, goats, men, spiral. Okay, even this one has the line, just like the Norway spiral did. Okay, this one again, spiral, and it looks like this guy over here is telling you, go up, go up. Okay, here another one. Now this is interesting, this is America here. I didn't know that Indians had 10-story buildings in America. Okay, where did these come from? Look, you have a spiral over a city. Whether this is a temple or not, that looks like a pretty tall building because this has 4 stories to it. So this probably is 8, 10 stories. I didn't think we had those back then. I thought it was just teepees and all that. Here's another one. Spiral with the line. I think it's a wave. It looks like a wave to me. Destruction. You know, I can only go by what I see. These people are trying. This is interesting here because look how far they climbed up this to show the goats. Here's the water line, the washout line.
Wow.
They put these goats above here to show how high the water came up to, I believe. And like I said, it's.
Can you talk a little bit about how the goat is represented in occult studies and how?
Well, I don't really go into that much. I mean,
Allegedly, some people say that.
yeah, I mean, I believe. All right. You know when you see the elites flashing the horns like this, okay, or Bohemian Grove, that's just them telling, hey, I know about what the deal is.
Or Baphomet.
Yeah. I mean, I believe that it all comes from the same thing. That the
Do you have any pictures of Baphomet? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't really get too much into conjecture in this. Like I said, the most conjecture I got was in the
Everyone Google Baphomet. It's
How do
the
you spell
satanic goat god. Classic release.
Well, anyway, so they got all these, and this is just, you know, ones of thousands. These things are not. There's not 10 of these. There's not 50 of these. There's thousands of these same spirals everywhere. Except they're not everywhere. They're in the mountains. And you see a lot of them have the line going through it. You know, like the spiral that we saw. Now, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff. It's going to take you all a long time to go through this presentation and see this. You know what I'll do real quick though? I will go back to the Norway spiral so y'all can get another look at that.
Hey Lucas, when you showed that part about the graph where it showed the effect of the Chandler wobble,
Right?
did it enlarge it or shrink it any, or what was the?
No, there was just an anomaly in it where the normal wobble, it would kind of dip in the normal. There was an anomaly in it basically where the wobble wasn't normal.
I mean, it'd have to expand one way or the
Yeah.
other. I was just wondering if it was trying to work.
It
back
actually
towards
stopped. The wobble actually stopped and then restarted up again. So I mean, look at this. Anybody could tell that that's not a rocket. I mean, that's not a rocket. And I'm sorry anybody says that it is a rocket. You're wrong. It's not a rocket.
Did you hear also about the Ice Age? It was a sudden, very quick
Right.
thing.
Exactly.
It wasn't something that it was a gradual thing. It was absolutely sudden.
Like the day after tomorrow.
Do you think the poles are reversing or?
Getting off of our.
Axis change.
I don't know. I just think what happens is we've got an event that happens, and you know, those who live at high ground survive it. That's why the elites are moving to the hills.
I mean, the poles do reverse.
Well, yeah, they do. They found with the magma that the poles actually. What happens when liquid magma comes out? When it solidifies, its molecules are facing towards the north. Okay, and that's how they're able to tell where the poles used to be, because the magma is magnetic, so it lines up with true north. So that's why they're able to tell. Yes, there has been pole shifts, definitely.
Are we talking about an asteroid or a pole shift?
we're talking about a heavy, dense object. We're talking
That
about,
affects the electromagnetic frequency.
yeah, basically a very heavy, dense object that affects the oceans. It basically has an electromagnetic interaction with the sun and the planet Earth. And I mean, looking back at the Exodus, for instance. Okay, they had unhealable boils. Okay, they had. What did Moses do? Moses threw the serpent into the water and it turned red. Once again, we go back to the serpent. Okay, you know, it's all about the serpent and what the serpent does. So. There's just, I try not to get into religion too much because everybody's got their point of view on that. You know, I mean, I don't
So
want to.
rich with symbolism.
Yes, I know.
It delivers a lot of messages just in simple words if you don't go literal.
Yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. If y'all want copies of it, it's up there for free. You can all have a copy. And
Where is this thing now?
it was seen on what is
Isn't
it?
this way?
About how far out is it?
I don't know. Let's go back to the picture real quick.
Isn't
All right.
this way?
Could
Coming to
something
a theater
affect the
soon near you.
gravitation of the Earth that
Oh, yeah.
far away?
Well, this thing right here could be, to me, what I believe personally is that this is a line of plasma going to the sun. Okay, you see it moving across the sky. The sun is also rising over the horizon. Okay, so the sun is actually rising right about to rise right here.
Oh, that's that connection how I'd be leveling out the rays of the sun. You know how it's smoothed out and it has a more elongated,
Right.
consistent stretch instead of.
So, see the sun rays coming up here? You see the brightness of the sun starting to come up?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that object looks like it's interacting with our sun. And
Well, do you know about Project Bluebeam?
yeah, I'm very familiar with Bluebeam, and
Okay, you know Freeman?
yeah. Well, what I was going to say about Bluebeam is, let me ask you this question: would the government base everything that they've worked on for decades, trillions of dollars, would they all base it upon an event that they're going to use holograms to trick the public and then declassify the documents and tell everybody about it? Think about that. Would they spend their whole entire fortunes in their lives working on an event, and their whole event is based upon tricking people with holograms of Jesus and all that in the air, and then go ahead and declassify the documents and tell everybody about it? Would that make any sense? No, to me, I think Bluebeam is the disinformation.
You know anything
It
about the
might not
Moscow
matter
pyramid?
later.
The what?
The
It might
Moscow
not matter
pyramid, that was a
later.
few
It
days
might-
after this spiral.
Yes, yes, yeah, I saw the Moscow pyramid. It was pretty
You know anything
interesting.
about that?
I just know I saw it. I don't know whether to believe it or not. I saw it on YouTube. But basically, right after this event happened, there was a giant pyramid that hovered over Moscow for a whole day. Okay, gigantic pyramid. I mean, it was like a half a mile wide. I don't know whether it was a CGI that somebody made that video or not, so I didn't put it on here because I can't prove it now.
There
But,
were a lot of different videos.
well, there's two different ones that I
Oh, me
saw
too.
so far. I haven't seen any more but two.
August a year ago, the Austin American Statesman had an article about the head of the mine studies here at UT, which is one of the top mine studies, and he said they messed up. They think now they retranslated it. The correct translation is 2112
What?
is the end of the mine calendar, and that's one of the top mine people in the world. So I can't find anything else about it. I can't even.
Yeah,
It's coming out of the University
You
of
know, I
Texas.
found out that there's so much disinformation out there right now.
It's hard.
That's why I only trust the ancients. I only trust what those ancient people are telling me because they don't have any vested interest in tricking me.
And it wasn't only the mines, it was other.
Right. That's the thing. I trust those petroglyphs more than I trust any one of you people. because I don't know. You don't know.
Sure don't trust UT.
So basically, I trust the people who didn't have a vested interest in tricking me. There's one particular band who's very familiar with this, Soundgarden. They've written a lot of songs about this. Remember Black Hole Sun? Okay, most of their songs actually talk about this. And like in Spoon Man, he says, all my friends are brown and red, all my friends are Indians, all my friends are skeletons. They beat the rhythm with their bones. Because they're the only ones that ain't lying to us. And that's what I believe. And so that pretty much comes to the conclusion of this whole deal. If, like I said, y'all can get a free copy. It's going to take you forever to go through this stuff. There's a lot of information on it.
Are you going to continue to have more discussions like this, or?
Well, what I wanted to do was, on the disc, right? My email address is on the disc. Okay, y'all can email me. We can set up a time to meet here once a week or whatever, once every 2 weeks. We can discuss what we're going to do about this.
I'm leaving for Colorado June 1st, come hell or high water, no pun intended.